belongs to them. So anyway, I'm just emotional because it is a very emotional thing. And I see all people over here. I love you guys. Wow. You guys stick together.
And then John Dela Cruz.
Mahalo to the Department of Interior for allowing me to testify today. Mahalo to the Department of Interior for coming to Hawaii. Mahalo to the Department of Interior for what? I sat home this past week and listened to testimony online from my fellow Kanaka Maoli, Hawaiian subjects, and Hawaiian nationals, thanking you for coming, showing you our aloha. Or maybe we're locked into our own Stockholm syndrome. I was taught by my mom to look for the positive in all things, a glass being half full. How could there be possibly any positives for you being here today? Ulu, Waimea, Waianai, Kaneohe, Kapole, Lanai, Morokai, Waimea Koe, Kapa, and Kiokaha. I came to the realization that we have a lot as Kanaka Maoli, as Hawaiian nationals, to be thankful for. Allow me to express my thanks. Because your being here allows us, Kanaka Maoli, Hawaiian nationals, to gain more knowledge about your intent to keep us enslaved by way of your pursuit. Your being here allows us to see which Native Hawaiians, by your definition, have no desire for true independence. Your being here allows us to remain united as a nation and keep mindful that being a Hawaiian national is not race sensitive. Your being here allows us to rally together to further the cause of U.S. deoccupation. Your being here allows us to hear again indisputable evidence that the U.S. has no legal jurisdiction over these Hawaiian islands. I wear the name of my great-grandfather today, who signed the Ku'i petition in 1897. His name, Charles Peleholani. My name, Pomaika'i Brown. I'm a Kanaka Maoli, a Hawaiian national, and I say no, 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 and no to all of your questions. Here's one last thought. Why is it that Kanai Oluwalu brags about their 125,000 signatures, but as of all the way up to today, only 14 people showed up? Maybe all the rest live in Kona, and they're going to testify tonight.
And then after Nancy, I have Io Kepa. Okay? All right.
Aloha. Aloha. Brothers and sisters, I speak to you. I made a statement earlier by singing Hawaii Poloi. There's been some great information and some statements today, heartfelt, about who we are. I didn't want to lose the 2 minutes, so I'm happy to say a few things. There's a lot I would like to say. I know we all have, but 2 minutes. 120 years to get 2 minutes. Department of Interior, as I said earlier, no. You should go home. We need to negotiate as a nation, as a national nation, as a state, with a state. You need the power of the President of the United States to reinstate the Hawaiian Kingdom. He's been using this pen a lot lately. He is also claiming to be of the Hawaiian Islands. We should have something it is not. So take that to them.
Representative, your presence here actually is illegal against the American Constitution, international Constitution, and the Constitution of the Kingdom of Hawaii. This should not be here. You should not be here speaking. I am not represented properly as a Kanaka, and by circumstances, I guess I am hold dual citizenship. But all governments since 1893 does not exist, except the kingdom. To my brothers and sisters, we continue. Aloha to all of you, and God bless the kingdom of Hawaii.
I have Nancy, and Dept.
Aloha. Aloha, Waimea. My name is Bright, and I'd like to share a story with you. Personally, I call my generation, not all of us, most of us, I call us the lost generation. You see, my parents, my grandparents, uncles, aunties, they all spoke Hawaiian. And my mom and dad would speak Hawaiian, especially when they didn't want to know what me or my siblings, what they were talking about. Now today, my children, my grandchildren, they're little. Especially when they don't want me to know what they're talking about. Well, no excuses, that's on me. When I went to grade school, this was the routine. We stand, we place our hand over our hearts, recite a pledge of allegiance to a flag that's not a flag. We sang patriotic songs that's not about Hawaii. The history we learned was American, not Hawaiian. But the good part about this is that the education that I have received, today I'm able to read, write, and speak a foreign language. Which means that I'm better able to read and understand your laws. I find it curious that Secretary chose not to answer Dr. Crabb's questions. But yet you folks are here to pose more questions. So I will do you the courtesy of answering all your questions. My answer to all of it is no. Paul.
Nancy, and then I have Dept, and then I have Tony De La Cruz, and then I have Colin Kaholo, Kalaniku. Dept, why don't you come on up? And then I think Tony, you're.
Before we start the time, we just hello everybody. Hello, Hawaii nationals. Hey, it's a beautiful sight last night in Yoka. We showed numbers, show support, show that God is here, God is great. So like mahalo, you guys, before we get this thing started. Okay, so furthermore, we always have this misunderstanding that you guys send the interior over here to answer these questions that you're not qualified for, no? So at the same time, we seek Senator Kerry, and even if he's not willing to come, Deputy Secretary William J. Burns, he deals with this kind of problems. This very problem that we're talking about right here, right now. And if he's not allowed to come, we have Councilor Thomas A. Shannon Jr. He deals with major problems, and this is a major problem, for all the misinformation and all this Americanization with education purposes that we do. And we're here and we're developing all these new skills. So we like to at least show a little bit, a little revising of the history. We're going through a little accumulation of Aboriginal assessments, which anger you see amongst us. Anger is developed upon dishonest, mistrust, and most of all suppression. And it comes with acceptance after what we're coming to grips right here. To understand, yes, this is Hewa, we identify it, we're reflecting on it, and we're managing it now. We develop a bunch of Kanaka Maoli, Kanaka'es, Hawaii nationals, and we become problem solvers in this past 25, 35 years. And along with that comes, we start to bring it back to Okua, bring it back to the center. Not only that, now we're being able to speak the truth, only the truth, and never accepting lies. whether it's intentional or not. Right now we're rebuilding, and this is what you get. A lot of problem solvers in here. You see everybody? Problem solvers. And you're going to have this for many, many, many more rooms. Mahalo to the Ku'e Petition, our queen, and of course our nationals, Kanaka Aids, Kanaka Maui. This is not over, it never will be until justice is served, and the court allows it to heal. Mahalo everybody for coming, it's a beautiful sight.
I have Tony, and then I have Colin, and then I have Kalani Poo.
Hello everybody, my name is Tony Dela Cruz, and I'm a small farmer from Oaxaca. Thank you for coming to hear our concerns. I would say no to your guys' proposal for a government-to-government relationship. Hawaii has always been a sovereign nation with proud kings and queens. We'd like to reinstate our monarchy and our constitution. We are a nation and have been recognized worldwide as such. I am against any effort to put Hawaiians in the same category as a Native American Indians. We know how things went for them. There is a lot to discuss. Moving forward, we accept Americans to be deeply generous with representations. Native Hawaiians have lost. We have lost so much. Once again, I'm only no to you guys' proposal. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Collins Kahulo. Okay. I'm a dual citizen. Meaning, I was born in 1945. 1959, the state, Hawaii became a state. So now, we hold a dual citizenship of Hawaiian nation and the United States. This is where I'm at. Because of that, when we state we are Native Hawaiians or Hawaiians, we need a definition for it. Because being a dual citizen, I don't know what I am. My reason for stating this is, when we were young, like Brother said, you go to school. The first thing you do is raise your hand. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I fought for the flag in Vietnam too. Got 2 Purple Heart, Silver Star. Fighting for that flag. But we never pledged allegiance to our flag, the Hawaiian flag, which we are proud of, which we are a nation of Hawaiian people. Native Hawaiians. We're born and raised in the islands here. If you're from here, you understand what we're saying. If you're not from here, you cannot feel it with inside because you're not part of us. We are what we are from within inside, not from outside. When we say aloha, it comes from within. Thank you very much for giving me this time.
Mahalo. I have now Kanani, and then Keoni Ole, and then Summer Blaisdell.
Aloha Aina, aloha DOI. First of all, I'd like to say my name is Kalani Ku. I say no to all of your questions. I did some research on your website, the Department of Interior, your mission statement. It says, as the nation's principal conservation agency, the U.S. Department of Interior has responsibility for most of our nationally owned public lands and natural resources. Responsibility to us is your kuleana. My kuleana is to tell you that you guys have no right to even determine what our public lands are. Maybe in America, you have that right, not here. You also say that you recognize a legacy of injustice and broken promises that has shaped the history of the federal government's relationship with American Indian and Alaskan Native people. And that's great. I think that's awesome that you guys are recognizing that, but there's no justice in that. There's no ramifications for us, it's for you. It's your way of making it okay that you guys feel that, oh, we're giving them some voice to be heard. But really, we don't need to be telling you guys this. And I'm sure you've heard it from numerous testimony. In essence, I'd like to say that the Department of Interior, you ask us to help draft rules by which we, as Native Hawaiians or Hawaiians Kanaka Maoli, go backwards. Ignore the existence of the Hawaiian Kingdom, ignore the failure of the United States to acquire the Hawaiian Islands, and ignore the effective occupation of the Hawaiian Islands by the United States, and we are supposed to give you a stamp of approval for what you guys have done to us over the past 120 years. Wow.
If you want to written statement and you want to leave it, please feel free to do so. I now have Kanani, Ka'akimaka, and then Keone, Ole, and Summer Blaisdell.
Aloha, I too am a native Kanaka Maoli, and I'd like to say no to all of your questions, and I'm very concerned with the future of our Hawaiians, our lands, that you have no business occupying it. It's kind of frustrating to see us being categorized as a tribe. We're not a tribe, we're Native Hawaiians. Hawaiian is a nationality, not a race. Kanaka Maoli is an ethnicity, not all nationalities. And thank you folks for coming and supporting, and don't forget to say no to all the questions when you come up. Say no. Okay. Because it's going to be whatever. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Now Keone, and then after Keone, Summer, and then Ka'ai Spencer. Please come up.
I had to stop with this one. But my name there is not the oldest. I put down the oldest because this is native. I put too late always just to tell me. You get plenty of white blood in me. And a little bit that puts you home. And I've been accused of always answering a question with them. So my question to you is there an annexation? And if there's not, everything is moved. Ask any policeman, you can't enforce a law if you didn't do it. And it can go on and on. Kerry never answered the question. You have Dexter Kayama, who's a very knowledgeable man. He put out all kinds of facts to the United States. Not one has been answered by you people. Why? Because you cannot. Only. And I leave you with two words that comes from the Geneva Convention. It's called restitution and reparation. And all us Hawaiians better remember that, because America, you all us beat them.
Summer here, and Ka'ai Spencer.
Hello everyone, my name is Summer Blaisdell. I was born in Honolulu, raised on Lower Pine. I live beside me now. I'm an American citizen, but only because you guys get more guns than us. You know, in your heart, the overthrow is legal. You know, no such thing as a legal overthrow. And you guys know that, you know. All I ask you, when you ask me that question, all I ask you, what do you think? You know, what do you think if you came here, you take our land, and that's okay to you guys. But yet, Saddam Hussein go invade Kuwait. You guys go to war to free that place. Because in your hearts, you know that Saddam Hussein did wrong. So you went war. But now, Russia going to the Crimea. You know, what? You make sanctions. Why? Because Russia gets just as much guns as you guys. You know. And, you know, when I first learned about the overthrow, I was kind of young. Never gave it much thought except to ask my mom, how come we never kill him? And my mother told me, to kill him is not to be a Hawaiian. You know, but we're not like that. But I'm not going to even answer your questions because, you know, to give you one answer is to legitimize the question, which you guys have no right to ask. You know, and all I can say is give us back the land. You know, right the wrong, make your atonement. Look in your hearts. You know, you guys don't want nobody to do this to America. Don't do it to us.
Factual and legal education is key, and people have been getting miseducated with revisionist history. Americanization and indoctrination is still in full effect. Check out the flag flying above ours. Listen to the language we speak in here. Indoctrination, Americanization. Listen to those words. I can bet a majority of the people outside of this building right now, if you used to go ask them if they know about any of this, they're clueless. Indoctrination, Americanization. All of the people in here to educate themselves. We never learned in school. Like how Uncle said, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Shit, I'm not even 30 years old, and even I did that. It's still happening. I can hear them in the school, right on the other side of that bushes right over there. I can still hear them. I pledge allegiance. Yeah, all that stuff. Okay. Some people are a little bit behind that. Wait, you see that? Truth. Hawaii is in the International Criminal Court. Only which sovereign nations can enter into, not want-to-be nations. Chew on that for a little while. Okay. To show support to a semi-sovereign governance, and Act 195 is a treasonous act. It makes no sense. Let us not forget that there is such thing as Hawaiian nationals, a judicial system, a taxation system, and a protocol to be nationalized as a Hawaiian subject. The main determining factor is allegiance. That's a heavy word right there. Now, the U.S. must prove that the annexation of Hawaii was legal. By taking up the treaty. Where is the treaty? No more. Where's the adoption papers? You need. Okay? There are laws of occupation. Follow it. You're breaking international law. You're committing war crimes. You're going against Hawaiian constitutional law. And you're breaking your own U.S. Constitution. Hawaiians. Factual and legal education is key. We're on the right path. E kama kako. Mahalo.